Alright guys, so I have my Hobie Mirage drive with me, and internally there's some problems going on. It's making some loud clicking noises. So we contacted Hobie and they sent out a new drive to replace it, just the lower spine. So I'm going to be doing that today, switching this old one to this new one. I already switched out the fins to the V2 fins, so there's only a couple more upgrades that I'd be able to do with this. This is originally the V1 drive. Alright, so we're gonna get started. A couple things that you're gonna need is an Allen key, and then some like wrenches to be able to get into these to move the cables and the chain, and then we may need a Phillips drive as well. So we're gonna get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is remove the fins, and if you guys have never done that before, what you do is you end up pulling the 180 just partially, and that will show a roll pin. So in here there is a pin, and what you do is you'll lightly tap it out. You're going to want to move these cables out of the way a little bit, and you want to do that on both sides just to prevent that from getting cut. And now you're able to hammer out the roll pin. So, take my hammer. Make sure it's not cutting into that cable.
It's almost out. You just want to check it.
And there's the pin. So I'm going to set that aside, and then your mast should come off completely, just like that. Same thing goes for this one. And there's the second pin. So you're probably wondering why I did that. It's so I have a spare mast in case this was to bend. So ideally you can just pull this fin off and it'll be able to slide right onto the new one, but I wanted to save this. So we're gonna pull both of these masts, and now what you can do is you pull this pin right here, or sorry, the split ring, and then now I gotta switch this over. So pull that ring, this pin pops right out, and there's the shaft for that. This will have to be unscrewed. So it looks like there's some Loctite on it. So I'll probably add some more Loctite onto it before I install it. So there's one. And then I can grab the second one, and I'll do the exact same thing for the second one. Okay, so the fins are on the new drive, or spine. Put a cap on the Loctite. I'm using blue Loctite. Main purpose is because I may have to replace that again someday. And if I use red, the red one is, geez, like a industrial strength basically. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to loosen these cables and pull them off. Also, I'm gonna have to use an Allen key to get to this part of the drive as well. So this one right here is an 1/8 of an inch, and I will switch that out, loosen that. Alright, so it looks like I can back this out now. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be turned, but it looks like there's just a pin, so. Grab my needle nose pliers. Looks like that just comes out, has some grease on it. Now that's loose. There's the inside of that. You can see some like needle bearings. And I will also need this screw out to switch it over to the next one. So, take my box wrench. We'll remove these cables. So now that pops off. Don't want to lose any of my bearings. So there's the old one. I gotta now hammer this out. Okay, I'm gonna do this off camera. I gotta hammer out the this post right here. But I'm gonna do that with a rubber mallet instead of the hammer to reduce the risk of damaging it. So I'm gonna do this off camera. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So it wasn't that bad. I'll show you what made it a little bit difficult just to pull it straight out was, so it's pressed in there and it has these splines on here. So that's what keeps it set in place. So I'm gonna have to hammer this back into the next, the other side, the new one. And now since I used a rubber mallet, I did not damage it at all. So should be good to go. Yeah, I'm gonna end up having to go off camera, and I'll come back once I have it installed. All right. I'm not gonna say that was easy, because that was not easy. I had to hit pretty hard to make it, to install it. So let's see each side. I might have to do more this side. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit it a couple more times to get it through, to make it even on both sides. So bear with me, I'll be back. All right, guys, I finally installed it. This was a pain to install. It has splines on it, so wasn't the easiest. But now I am ready, and here we get going. So one arm is installed. So the fun part begins with the bearings. All right. So there we go. Keep them packed. Simple as that. All the bearings are in place. Now I just need to put these cables back on and we should be good to go. Throw on this Allen key. Alright, sorry that was a pain. Get the cables routed the correct way. That makes the world of a difference apparently. And also making sure that your fins are straight up and down when you put the cables on. Otherwise you have to backtrack. So there we go. Fins are straight up and down. Cables are on properly with the chains in the right configuration on the right teeth. Now it's time to tighten everything up. So this is already tightened. Now I need to start doing the cable tension for the chains. So, I'll give you guys a reference. These are the old pull tabs for the 180 drive. And Hobie sent me a new set to switch them out. So, you might be able to see the difference on camera, but thread-wise, this one is quite a bit thicker. They were having problems with them breaking off, so they strengthened it. Alright, sorry guys, I had to leave inside, but this is the drive. It is complete. You can see it's straight up and down. So I have the chains and the cables adjusted properly. You want to tighten these evenly on both sides. And also make sure that these are even when you're adjusting it. Otherwise it'll be offset. So no more clicking, no more problems with the drive. Really smooth. And then I have the new pull tabs installed. I might end up switching these out to some aftermarket ones from somebody that makes them. Some wire cabled ones. But yep, there's my new setup, and it was pretty easy. So all you do, take off the cables and the chains. You can take out the mast, and then you take out this bar right here, to switch it over, and then you just line everything back up and it's good to go. That was an easy warranty repair for me. So, alright guys, see ya.